Okay, so in this lab, we are going to create Azure virtual machines, because in this lab we are going to design and implement storage solutions on our Azure virtual machines, and also we are going to enable the monitoring system and store the result in the table in the storage account. Now first we are going to create the virtual machine, put in the existing resource group that we have, give some meaningful name for our virtual machine. For availability options, just leave it as default. Now for the security type, we're going to use the standard security. For the image, we are going to use Windows Server 2019. And the virtual machine size, we are going to use just a simple one. Give some username and password to log into our virtual machines later on. Just call it Azure admin and some complex password. Okay, next, leave the disk as it is unless you want to create a new disk. We're going to do that later on. Now for networking, we're going to use new virtual network, and all are default. Okay, now for the management, we leave it as it is as well. For the monitoring, we are going to enable custom storage account, and we are going to enable with this diagnostic we don't need at the moment. Health monitoring, diagnostic storage account will be created automatically. Review and create. Okay, it might take some time. You can also monitor it here in the notifications. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording. Once the deployment completed, go to the resource. Now write down the public IP address, okay, into the box provided. You have to type manually 40.76.101.250. And next, we are going to click verify. Check the verifications, make sure all of them are ticked. And next, we are going to attach virtual machine data disk. Go to setting, go to disk. Under the data disk, you're going to create and attach a new disk. Now, give some meaningful name for the data disk. The storage type, we are going to use cheaper versions, the HDD. The size, let's say 128. Apply. Okay, once this is applied, we are going to go to remote desktop. And log into the virtual machines. Log in with the username and password that you created before, that you provided before. Yes. Once you log in, go to data disk management, and then you're going to initialize the new data disk as G drive, and also we are going to format it. You can format it with the GPT, okay, GUID partitions table, or you can use MBR if you need to. So it's just the difference is the GPT can support larger size of disk. For the new devices, it's recommended that you partitions the disk with the GPT. Click OK. Now we are going to initialize the disk as the G drive. Create the new simple volume. Assigning G drive. Give some meaningful name for the volume. Maybe we call it data files. Next, finish. Okay, so after that, just as a test, we are going to create a folder inside the new G drive. Okay, create folder. You can even put the file just for testing purposes and give the name for your folder. Now, the next thing that we are going to test is, let's say we want to take a snapshot of this disk. Okay, so to do that, click the disk and click create snapshot. Now, even the snapshot needs a name as well, so give some name for the snapshots. If you are sure you're gonna make some changes later on and create a new snapshot, leave it as incremental. Review and create. Okay. Now, storage type, we can change this to save the cost. Storage type is already. Review and create. And create. Okay, so while taking the snapshots, you can also start verifying your steps by clicking the verify button. So you should get all the checkbox tick. Okay, so that's it for this particular lab. Now we are going to move on to the next lab step, which is enable gas level monitoring, and we are going to check the monitoring file in our storage account. First, we are going to go back to our virtual machine. Now we are going to enable the gas level monitoring system by going to the monitoring sections, diagnostic setting. Okay, we are going to enable gas level monitoring. So this will help to collect host level metrics like CPU utilizations, disk and network usage for all the virtual machines. So we can diagnose, for example, the hard disk, the CPU usage, and so on. So it might take about up to 2 minutes. We need to wait for this before we can move on to the next step. Okay, while waiting, you can also start accessing your storage account. So once this is completed, you can check your storage account tables. Let's open the storage account. Now under the data storage, check the tables. Okay, so once this is completed, you will see the table here. Okay, so we wait for a while. Okay, the storage account is correct, this quota. Okay, it might still need more time, okay, before the tables appear. Now we're going to refresh this again later and check, but before that maybe we are going to do the monitoring first. Okay, then we are going to go back here and check whether the table has been created. Okay, under the matrix, now we are going to use the guest classic monitoring system, which have the typical metrics that you're probably familiar with. For example, we want to see how the logical disk, the total percentage disk bytes per second. Okay, so what is the average logical disk use per seconds within the last 30 minutes? Okay, now let's refresh this table. See, now the table has been created. Okay, so that's it. We are going to verify our lab steps. Okay, so you should get all checked. Okay, so you have completed the lab for design and implement a storage solutions on an Azure virtual machine.